Hello, everybody. I want to talk about Shawn Standfast, Shawn D Standfast. You may have seen the video that's been put up today from Mark from Booktube with Elvis, or you may have seen the video put up from Steve Donahue. But sadly, Shawn's passed away today, and we've lost a huge part of the community. We've lost a friend, and I wanted to pay tribute to Shawn, talk about him, talk about some of the things we did together, I guess. Shawn was a huge part of our community, so everybody knew him really well. They knew how much he loved science fiction, how much he knew about science fiction, especially pre-1950 science fiction. That was his passion. That's the stuff that he had dozens and dozens and dozens of non-fiction books about science fiction. He was a real go-to as far as expertise on the early stages of science fiction. And he loved talking about it. He did several different themed videos about that era of science fiction in different ways. He also loved old films, and he loved silent movies, and he did some stuff on that as well on his channel. We both loved the Marx Brothers, and we were going to do something about that kind of thing. We kind of trailed off in our intentions, but we were going to do that at one point. As well as we were both huge fans of Babylon 5, and we were going to do a thing about Babylon 5. We were going to do a watch-along thing at some point. We didn't get to it, sadly. So yeah, Shawn was very respected, and he got a lot of help from people like me and other people who wanted to help him out when he needed to move. And he did tons of lives with all sorts of different people. If you look at his channel and you look at the live streams, he did so many, and they were from such a range of people that he did them with, which was great. And he did this fantastic series, the Desert Island books, which he did. I did one of those. I kind of did a little spin-off, the Desert Island Flicks, and he did episode 4 of that in actually March of 2025, which was great. But he was also the person I asked to field the questions on my first ever live stream. So the first time I ever dared to do a live stream, I'm used to it now, but I was so scared of the process of doing a live stream, and I asked him to field the questions. It was a Q&A, and I said, you up for doing that, Shawn? And we were talking quite a lot at the time together, and he said, yeah, no worries. And we did the 500 subs Q&A live stream, and then I appeared on his live streams for a while, quite regularly for a while, with Mark from Booktube with Elvis, and it was like 3 of us. And then he did it with so many different people. He liked just, I think that was his favorite thing, really, doing these random chats. So yeah, he's going to be really missed, and it's just really sad. It's really, really sad. It's been such a strange thing hearing this news. He's also unusual in the sense that he had sort of cut off contact with his family, and he didn't make a lot of in-person friends that would necessarily take care of his arrangements and stuff like that. So I think his funeral and some of the other things that need to be done after someone passes away, I think that's probably going to be done by the social services over here. But we have got a good system for that kind of thing. Sadly, it happens more often than we'd like to think. But it's a bit sad that there's nobody personally attached to Shawn taking care of that. But we will always remember him. We'll with these videos that we've done with him, the way that he's turned people on to science fiction, and Clifford D. Simak, and the way that he's taught lots of people about the early days of science fiction, will always be a part of that legacy. And he's had a huge influence on people's reading. You know, it's not just science fiction as well, because he's read a lot of the classics and talked about them on the channel as well. But yeah, I wanted to pay tribute to Shawn. It's very, very sad news. Yeah, look after yourselves, and as always, stay curious.